Have you ever been sitting in the same room with a woman and felt something shift in the atmosphere, even though neither of you said a word? Maybe your eyes met for a second longer than usual, or you noticed her absent-mindedly playing with something in her hands? Curious. It creates that strange electric tension you can almost feel in the air. Moments like that remind us that communication is not always spoken. Sometimes the strongest signals are silent, thoughtful. Welcome to the subtle world of body language, where emotions often appear through tiny gestures rather than sentences. Many women naturally express feelings through movements they are not even aware of. The way she touches certain parts of her body around you can quietly reveal attraction, curiosity, or emotional interest. Exhales. These actions are rarely random habits. Most of the time, they are subconscious reactions triggered by how she feels in your presence. You might notice her twirling her hair, adjusting something she's wearing, or suddenly becoming more aware of how she looks when you walk by. Small actions like these can be meaningful if you know how to read them. If you have ever wondered whether a woman might secretly be interested in you, paying attention to these signals can offer surprising insight. In this video from Inside Her Heart, we explore several common gestures women may display around someone they feel drawn to, and what psychology suggests those gestures could mean on a deeper emotional level. One of the most common things you might notice is her touching or adjusting her clothing. She may pull at her sleeves, smooth down her shirt, or lightly fix the fabric of her outfit while talking with you. On the surface, it looks like she is simply straightening her clothes, but psychologically, it often reflects self-awareness. When a woman feels attracted to someone, she becomes more conscious of how she appears. That quick adjustment can be her body's quiet way of saying she wants to look good in your presence. It often comes from a mix of excitement and nervous energy that she may not even realize she is showing. Another gesture people often overlook is when she touches her neck or collarbone area. The neck is one of the most sensitive and vulnerable parts of the body. When a woman lightly brushes her fingers across it, tilts her head, or lets her hand rest near that area while speaking with you, it can signal a level of comfort and openness. Psychologists often associate this movement with emotional exposure and trust. Instead of shielding herself, she is relaxing her posture and allowing her body language to remain open. You may also notice subtle movements involving her legs or thighs while she is sitting near you. She might shift positions, cross and uncross her legs, or lightly brush her hand across her leg while talking. These motions can appear casual, but sometimes they happen because she has become more aware of her body in your presence. Attraction often heightens self-awareness, which can lead to small adjustments in posture or movement. Another powerful signal involves the lips. When a woman gently bites her lip, presses them together, or slowly applies lip balm while you are talking, it can be a subconscious reaction to emotional tension or interest. The lips are naturally expressive and connected to feelings of closeness and attraction. These actions usually are not planned. They simply happen as her body reacts to the moment. You might also see her playing with a necklace, touching the chain around her neck, or adjusting the collar of her shirt. This type of gesture often occurs when someone feels a mix of excitement and nervousness. It gives her hands something to do while she processes the energy of the interaction. What looks like a simple fidget can actually be a subtle emotional response to being around someone who has captured her attention. These small movements may seem insignificant at first, but together they can form a pattern that reveals far more than words ever could. Body language speaks quietly, yet it often communicates feelings that people are not ready to say out loud. When you begin to notice these signals, you start to understand how much emotion can exist in a single glance, a small gesture, or a brief moment of silence. Her collar and the necklace resting around her neck sit right on the border of a very personal space. It is close to her throat and upper chest, areas that naturally draw attention. When a woman begins touching that area while she is around you, it can sometimes reveal a blend of nervous excitement and a quiet wish to be noticed. The gesture may look small, but it often carries more meaning than it seems. Even if she is not consciously aware of it, moving her fingers along a necklace or lightly adjusting her collar can guide attention toward parts of her body that feel delicate and personal. There is another psychological layer behind this behavior. Playing with jewelry is commonly considered a self-soothing action. When emotions start rising, people instinctively look for something small to touch or move with their hands. In that moment, she may be trying to stay relaxed while her feelings are becoming more intense. Imagine her laughing at something you said, casually pulling on the chain of her necklace without even thinking about it. She glances down for a second, smiles, then looks back at you. In that brief moment, her body language may be revealing interest, wrapped inside a calm, innocent gesture. Another very noticeable signal can appear through her hair. Whether it is long, short, straight, or curly, hair naturally draws the eye. Many women instinctively interact with it when they feel slightly nervous or excited around someone. If she begins twirling a strand, brushing it back, or flipping it gently to one side while you are nearby, that movement often has a psychological purpose. It gives her hands something to do while she processes the emotions she feels in the moment. Playing with hair also brings attention to her face, her eyes, and her smile. These are the features people naturally look at when attraction begins to build. Female body language rarely shouts its intentions. Instead, it communicates through soft, repeated signals. Hair gestures are one of the most poetic examples of that quiet communication. Imagine standing in a group conversation and noticing that she keeps glancing your way. Each time your eyes meet, she slowly tucks her hair behind her ear again, even though it was already in place. That repeated motion may not be about styling at all. In psychology, it is often called a grooming gesture, something people do unconsciously when they are near someone they find appealing. Another sign that many people overlook involves her ears or earrings. It can appear when she lightly touches them, twists an earring between her fingers, or repeatedly moves her hair behind her ear. At first glance, it seems harmless and meaningless, but it can actually reveal a lot about how she feels internally. The ears sit close to both the face and the neck, areas that carry emotional sensitivity in body language. When someone draws attention there while making eye contact, it can show that her emotions are active and slightly heightened. Psychologists often describe these movements as self-adapter behaviors. This means a person touches parts of their body as a way to regulate emotional energy. If she keeps repeating the gesture while smiling or lowering her gaze for a moment, it can signal that she feels butterflies but is trying to remain composed. Her body may be quietly balancing excitement with calm. In today's world, there is also a modern signal that often confuses people: her phone. If she repeatedly picks it up, taps the screen, or sets it down again without actually using it, it might not mean she is distracted. Sometimes it means the opposite. Her phone becomes something to hold while she manages the emotional tension of the interaction. Instead of revealing how aware she is of you, she keeps her hands busy with an object. Think about the difference. If she truly felt bored, she would likely scroll endlessly or start texting someone else. But if she only holds the phone, flips it in her hand, or glances at it briefly without engaging, that can show she is more focused on the moment than she wants to reveal. The phone becomes a small shield that helps her appear casual while her attention is actually on you. There are also quieter signals that happen when she has nothing in her hands. If she begins rubbing her fingers together, touching her nails, or lightly tapping her fingertips, those small movements may be releasing nervous energy. When attraction begins to build but remains unspoken, the body often looks for ways to express that tension through subtle, repetitive actions. Psychologists call these displacement behaviors. They are tiny motions that allow someone to manage emotional excitement without saying anything directly. Even her feet can reveal something about what she is feeling. When a woman is sitting near you, watch how her ankles and feet move. If she keeps crossing and uncrossing them, gently swinging her foot, or pointing her toes in your direction, those movements often happen without conscious control. The muscles that guide these actions are among the least controlled in body language, which means they sometimes reveal genuine emotional responses. If her feet angle toward you, even while her upper body is turned somewhere else, That can act as a directional cue of interest. Sometimes she may even slide her shoe halfway off or move her foot lightly as she talks. These old body language signals often appear when someone feels comfortable and slightly playful in the interaction. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, every small motion begins to form a pattern. A touch here, a quick adjustment there, a glance followed by a nervous gesture. None of these actions exist alone. Together, they become emotional clues. They are small signals rooted in attraction, curiosity, and vulnerability. By now, you might realize something important. When a woman is around someone she feels drawn to, she rarely stays completely still. She adjusts her clothing, plays with jewelry, brushes her hair back, touches her neck, or handles her phone without really using it. To most people, these actions look random, but when you understand body language, they begin to sound like quiet whispers from the subconscious. Sometimes attraction is not expressed through words at all. Instead, it appears through tiny gestures the body cannot fully hide. When you start noticing them, interactions suddenly feel clearer. You begin to recognize interest not by what someone says, but by the small things they cannot help doing. If this conversation has opened your eyes to the subtle signals people give when they feel attracted to someone, imagine how much more there is to learn about human behavior and emotional psychology. Here at Inside Our Heart, we explore the deeper layers behind connection, attraction, and the quiet ways people communicate their feelings without saying them directly. If you want to understand these hidden signals even better, stay connected, because in the next videos, we will explore even more of the fascinating language that lives beneath everyday interactions.